So I'm Dattatreya Kumar Tadepalli. So I'm the one who is going to take the session for today. And coming about me, so I've overall 12 years of experience into IT industry. This is my 13th year into IT, and I'm a full-time consultant too, working on Dynamics 365 F&O, and teaching is my part profession. So since 2018, I'm into this teaching profession as well. So as of now, more or less around 500 people I have trained on this Dynamics 365 supply chain management, trade and logistics. So this is all about me. This session lasts for about 40 to 45 minutes. I need a help from you all people. So I would like to take a very short intro from you all. And I'm expecting from you people about your name and if you are into IT or non-IT or graduate, about that, a single line about that. And what is the purpose of looking towards this particular course? I mean, asking for this introduction is not to waste your time, not at all like that. So, in order to understand how to drive the session, what are all the topics that I have to cover for those things I have asked. So, I have a short agenda for today. So, this was the agenda instead of reading out what was mentioned here. So, if you give me next 20 minutes of your time, so I can help you with the details like a short brief about Dynamics 365. What are the requirements or what are the points that you need to think of before taking up this particular course? And after you take up this particular course, what was the knowledge that you will gain? So those details will be discussed in this particular demo session. And also, please look after this particular demo session in such a way. So as I'm going to train you people, so please look after this in such a way. Am I really able to help you all with your learning career on this Dynamics 365 supply chain management? Okay. So that's the agenda. So it all starts with ID. I mean, it's a very basic thing that I'll mention because some graduates will join this session, as I told you, right? So for that reason only, I just mentioned this particular slide. So in fact, I'm not interested to leave this particular slide also, but I'll just let you know what is my thought process or what is my analysis on this IT. Of course, everyone know IT stands for information technology, but what happens in IT is the real real point that I will highlight in these sessions. So I will look after IT in such a way that whatever the operation that carries out in IT organization, it will be handled in. We will keep a heading called project, and we will handle all the tasks. So if you ask me what is a project, is a group of tasks that will be handled by a single person or multiple persons. And if the tasks are aimed to complete within a stipulated time, we call it as a project. In short, this was the definition of the project. So now I'll segregate or I'll categorize the operations that happen or the projects that happen in IT industry into two ways. One is the implementation and the other one is the support. So implementation means where we will take a base product like Dynamics 365 F&O application. Dynamics 365 F&O by its standard nature will have some standard functionalities available. So utilizing those standard functionalities means, let's say if you take a mobile, what are the options that are available? We call those as features. When it comes to an application like Dynamics 365, we call it as functionalities. Okay, that's the difference. So whatever the functionalities that exist in Dynamics 365, those functionalities will help to run a particular business. Okay, so in order to digitalize a particular application, we can use this F&O. Okay, so let's say if you take the base product as Dynamics 365, and if you are customizing the application for a customer business needs, we call that as an implementation project. If already on a developed project, we are going to provide some sort of support in the sense, some sort of assistance to the end user for all the issues that they face in the application. We call it as a we call it as a support project. These are the two categories that exist in IT. Okay. So I'm not saying that only these two categories will exist. Whatever the operations that we carry out in IT, we can categorize those operations or we can categorize those tasks into these two categories. That's my intention. So I would say 60 to 70% of the operations that carries out in an IT organization can be segregated into these two categories. Okay. So before knowing about this Dynamics 365, there is an utmost need to discuss about this particular ERP. Okay. So what does ERP mean, and what is the connection between the ERP and Dynamics 365? We have to know. So ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. And I have a picture here to show you all that The very frequent example I'll take in my demo sessions was about Maruti Suzuki company. So if someone asks me about the Maruti Suzuki company, so the very high level answer that we will receive from them was, it is a car manufacturing company, or else the other answer will be Maruti Suzuki company will sell their cars to the customers. This is the high level answer that we receive from them. So if you think, if you give a thought from the perspective of Maruti Suzuki, okay, so um, these whatever the departments that let's say purchasing, sales, financials, inventory, human resources, production, these many department people will be there, and people under the departments will work together for the well-being of the company or to move out the operations of that particular company. So let's say if you take an example, let's say the Maruti Suzuki will manufacture cars as well. So some purchasing department should be there, or a procurement department should be there to analyze the demand and to procure the raw materials according to the manufacturing that they have to do. Okay, so it's not as an easy task because n number of raw materials will be there, and those all those raw materials should be procured properly. Okay, then only it will be possible. So it's not an easy task for a human brain to remember all those n number of materials and to remember whatever the quantity that was ordered against each and every item and what was the delivery date for each and every item. So here procurement team need a solution support, or so be required a software solution support here, or an application to record all those things, same as for inventory people, what was coming in and what was going in. So in order to record these details, they require a solutions, a software support, and same with the production guys also. So how many cars are productionized, what are the raw materials that are used for that. So in order to record all those details, they also need a application of Dynamics 365 for marketing people. In order to record their campaigns and all, they also need some, I mean, campaign, how many, the count of people came for that particular campaign, and the number of persons interested, and what are their requirements. In order to record all those details, they also need a support, application support, or a software support. Likewise, other payroll, human resources, all those, for all those needs, software support is required. Human resources means as these many people are working for the company, and a particular person's skill will be considered as an asset to the company. So all their skill set should be properly recorded, and whenever there is a need to the company, it's the responsibility of the company to utilize their skill set for the well-being of the company. So for all those things, system is required for human resource department, and for payroll, sales departments also. So primarily to record their sales, they require a software support. So now, ERP itself is not a software. ERP, I would say it's a solution approach. Okay, so which will bring, or which will consider all the needs from the different departments of the company, and by bringing all those requirements to a single platform, and ERP will provide a solution. Dynamics 365 is one such ERP solution where it contains its standard functionalities in order to provide solution for the purchasing needs, sales need, inventory needs, for handling the human resources management, for production, for MRP, for services. For all those things, Dynamics 365 will be utilized. So as Dynamics 365 is an ERP product or an ERP application, so that's why we are understanding about the ERP application now. So that was about this particular slide. And as you all experienced, you know about the software development life cycle. So in this software development cycle, as these are the different phases. So if you take up this particular course, you will be allocated with or you will be part of a role called functional consultant. So that functional consultant will be involved in the requirement gathering from the customer. I mean, understanding about their business, taking their requirements, why they are looking for an ERP support like Dynamics 365. It's the responsibility of the functional consultant to understand those requirements. Once those requirements are taken, so then you have to map those requirements with the Dynamics 365. I'll tell you with an example so that you will people will easily understand. You all know, forget about Dynamics 365. You all know about Gmail, right? Let's say Gmail was not there. Let us assume like that. We got a requirement from the customer about Gmail that they want to have some login page. Discuss about a piece of Gmail. Their requirement, they need a login page. The person has to enter their username and password, and upon entering the successful or the correct username or password, then only the person should be able to log in into their system. So otherwise they should receive an error. So this was the requirement high level. So now as a functional consultant, we will design it in such a way there should be two rectangular boxes in the middle of the page when the URL was accessed. So on first rectangular box there should be a name called username, and on top of second box there should be another name called password. So the person who entered the right username and password, they have to click on sign in. So that sign in button should be there. Once after the sign in was pressed, so system should validate the username and password. If it is correct, then the person should be allowed to the next phase. If it is wrong, the person should be prompted with we called the username or password are incorrect, and they should get an URL that the error message that the username or password are wrong. So in the analysis design phase, the functional consultant will be part of. So now if you take up this particular course, your role will be a functional consultant, and development will be taken care by the technical consultant. Testing, functional consultant will be involved, where functional testing will be done, and then deployment and maintenance. Deployment will be taken care by the functional consultant. Maintenance, where functional consultant and technical consultant both will be there. Okay, so these are the different phases under the software development lifecycle. And functional consultant and technical consultant together, if they work, then only the project will be successful. Okay, so here you may get a thought that what does functional consultant will do, and what you are going to learn this particular course, and how you can help with this particular phases in the help means how, what is your role under this particular 6 phases of the software development life cycle. So as a functional consultant, you will go and take the requirement from the customer, right? And the requirements will be listed down, and then the design will be done by the functional consultant only. If you come to know about the standard product of Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations, means what are the functionalities in that particular application, you will be able to understand. So whether the customer requirement has any inbuilt feature or inbuilt functionality available in Dynamics 365 or not. If the functionality is inbuilt, let's say purchase order creation process, if customer has a requirement that they have to record their purchases in the system, so it should be a functionality that exists in the Dynamics 365 system called purchase order functionality. So if that is a straightforward requirement, and you can map that requirement, the existing functionality that exists in Dynamics 365. Right away, whatever the requirement that was available in Dynamics 365, it was available. How you will come to know that purchase order process functionality exists in Dynamics 365, and what are the inbuilt options that are available under the purchase order process? There you will have to come to know the standard functionality that exists in the application. Then only you will be able to understand whether the customer given requirement has a solution in Dynamics 365 or not. Okay, if it is not there, then how to customize the application? You will be able to understand whether we have to go for customization or whether we have to go for a standard functionality that exists in the system. You will come to a conclusion only if you come to know about the, so through this particular course, you are going to learn about the standard functionalities that exist in Dynamics 365. Okay, so that's the scenario. And as I told you, Dynamics 365 is an ERP application which will help the business to record their purchases, sales, inventory, and their production, etc., etc. So what do you think that Dynamics 365, any company will go for taking the license of an ERP product like Dynamics 365? What could be the reason? What I'll tell my view. So any entrepreneur or any business person, any person who is doing business, they will look after a point called ROI. ROI stands for return of investment. If they are investing 1 rupee, how much return of investment that they can get on it? This is the first point that any person will look after. So obviously it's from the finance perspective. So here it's not something that Dynamics 365 will give you money, but it's Dynamics 365 F&O will help us to will help us to record their purchases, sales, inventory, etc., etc. If they are properly recorded, their finances will be very clear. Should not give any loopholes in the business. So for that reason, Dynamics 365 will help them. So proper financial outcome will be possible only if proper operations are set it out there. So operations in the sense purchase operation, sales operation, the streamlined operation should be there. So for any sort of thing, then only the proper output will be there in terms of finance perspective. So what we are going to cover under this particular course, this particular course is about supply chain management, trade and logistics. So under this supply chain management, so I'll categorize it into 3 verticals. One is purchase, the second one is sales, and the third one is inventory, fourth one is product. These are the 4 major areas that we are going to cover. And there exists some areas, we call it as modules, like accounts payable and procurement sourcing under purchases, accounts receivable and sales and marketing under sales, inventory management under inventory, product information management under product. So there are 6 modules like that. So under these areas like purchase management, sales management, inventory management, product management, we are going to learn what are the standard functionalities that exist in Dynamics 365 F&O that I'm going to teach you if you take up this particular course. The structure that we follow from Visualpath was daily one class will be taken. So the session lasts for about 45 minutes and 5 minutes will go for joining and then closing, and then remaining 10 minutes will be Q&A. If there are no question and answer questions for the day, I'll continue with my explanation for that 10 minutes also. So considering 5-day a week, it will take around 2 months to 2.5 months. Around 45 to 50 sessions are required in order to complete the course. Okay, and we have a curriculum too. Once after this session was completed, you people can take up the curriculum from from Visualpath. I think I received a message along with the link. In that link itself, the curriculum was there. So if you couldn't able to find it, you can reach out to Visualpath Executive. They will share the curriculum. So you can see all the topics that are listed in that particular curriculum. We will strictly follow that particular curriculum. All the topics that are there in that particular curriculum will be covered. And if you ask me, the curriculum that was designed, it's sad to say this point, but even though when I'm taking interviews in my company, even a 7 years experience profile does not have the particular knowledge on the topics which are there, which are listed in the curriculum. So, but I can strongly assure that I can give you or I can share you a knowledge of a person having 3 years of experience on Dynamics 365 supply chain management. So you must follow a few things here. Whatever the topics that are covered on a particular day, you must practice it thoroughly. Then only if you question yourself after 2 months or 2.5 months that did I get something out of this particular course? You will have an answer for that only if you practice. Okay, and the application, I'll once after, on the first day of our course, I'll share a number. You can reach out to that particular person. He will install the application in your laptop itself. He will charge some amount for that, and and you can take the installation. And it's a kind of VM that will be there in your system. Whenever you have time, you can open the application and you can practice. So that's how it will be. So I'm open for Q&A. If there are any questions, please let me know.